Hello, this is Laura, and today in 5 minutes or less I'm going to teach you the difference between compound path, welding, and grouping. I'm using Silhouette Business Edition 4.1.206, but all the features that I'm teaching you today will be easily done in Basic Edition as well. So I'm going to start off with a very simple set of 3 flowers. 1, 2, 3. They are already in cut format, SVG format, and one of the ways you can easily tell if something is in SVG format is to highlight them all and go up here to the top left corner and turn on the cut lines and just make them like a different color than, say, the design. And if you can see them changing color, then you know that you actually have a PNG an SVG file and not a PNG file. So they're all actually cut files right now. You will notice that I do have a little shape and on top of the flower shape, and I want to show you the difference so we can make a compound path. So right now this is a solid color and this is a solid color, but say we want to have one shape where that's punched out. So we're going to hold down the shift on the keyboard. I'm going to select both shapes. You can also drag and select both, but I like the shift key. Now we're going to right click and we're going to choose Make Compound Path. And what Compound Path does is it actually punches the one shape outside of the other shape. So you can see, if I move over to the gray area, that is now an empty space. So the compound path that you make will show your shirt through the hole that is cut out. And so let's continue with this one. We're going to highlight both. Right click, we're going to choose Make Compound Path. Choose to right click and make compound path. So now we have 3 compound paths, and we can also release them. Right click, choose release compound path. You'll notice when you release it, it doesn't go back to the fill color. It actually just has no fill, or the default fill color that you had there before. And you can change the fill color up here to make it obvious if you wish. This is where the fill color is up here. So right click, we're going to make a compound path. So we're going to have 3 different objects. Now right now, these will be cut out of 2 different colored vinyls. This one will be cut, this one will be cut, and this one will be cut. And then you will layer them together like this on the shirt. And sometimes that might be a little complicated for people. But if you do have multiple colors, and you don't want to make a compound path with them, but you want to keep them together so that when you're moving around in your design, you have sections that are connected together. What you want to do is you want to group them. So I'm going to hold down the shift key again while I select all 3. I'm going to right click and I'm going to group. And what this does is it makes the shape move as one, but it is still actually 3 separate pieces. So when you do go to cut your vinyl, you'll be separating out the group. So you'll have to right click and choose Ungroup to separate out the 3 different shapes to cut the 2 colors separately. So now let's say you want to cut one piece of vinyl and you don't want to have layering, you don't want to have 3 different flowers. You want them actually to be welded together to make one shape instead of 3 separate shapes. And I do recommend that you leave your compound paths when you do this. There's no reason to release the compound paths. You'll notice we still have the 3 compound paths. So we're going to hold shift again. I'm going to choose all 3, and now we're going to weld them. And watch what happens when we do this. So now it's made them all one shape, and it's actually made a whole bunch more compound paths. So if you release the compound path, you can actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compound paths. We're going to right click, and we're going to choose Make Compound Path, and now you'll notice that those compound paths are, and that is ready to be cut. And that's very quick and simple.